Hey guys, what is up? It is always time for tea here. We're doing a new thing today. We're going to do a little guide for you guys. And this is the Press the Attack Pantheon Jungle Guide. So I'm going to start you guys off with the runes here. We've got Press the Attack, obviously. Triumph, Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Absolute Focus, Water Walking, Double AD, and Armor. So I'll start off talking about the Press the Attack. The reason why we take this is, as a jungler, well, as Pantheon, your W, when it's empowered, instantly procs Press the Attack. And as a jungler, this is a really, really strong thing to have in your kit. Because basically what it means is, when you gank for a lane, you use your W to open up the gank with the CC, it'll immediately proc Press the Attack, and then you'll go in, and your laner will do 12% more damage. And you might think, nah, that's not very much, but trust me, when you see it in action, you'll realize that actually, like, this could be... I mean, I think this is extremely strong as a jungler. We've gone with Triumph, we've gone Tenacity, Coup de Grace. Triumph, Coup de Grace are pretty straightforward. Tenacity, the reason why we've gone with that is because Pantheon's primarily a spellcaster. He instantly has 3 autos straight away, so you don't really need the Alacrity. I think the Tenacity is really, really strong rune. I think it's just insanely powerful to have that in your kit, be able to avoid CC. So you don't really need Alacrity. You can go it if the enemy team doesn't have any CC at all and you think you can get away with it, but personally I recommend Tenacity. Secondary, we've gone with Sorcery. We're going to absolutely focus on Water Walking. What this does is basically enhances our early game as best as we can. Pantheon, it does drop off pretty hard. Not as hard as I think he used to. I think now he actually scales a little bit better, but yeah, you just want to grab as much early game power as you can. Secondly, we've got an absolute Adaptive Force twice instead of attack speed. A lot of junglers like taking attack speed, but I think Pantheon's primarily a spellcaster. Having that extra AD, really, really effective, especially when you're instantly proccing 3 autos. You don't need extra attack speed after that. You want to get the Press the Attack proc instantly with your W, and then hit him with the Q, and that's pretty much going to be 80% of someone's health in the early game, and you'll see it in action here real quick. So first off, you'll see me doing lots of pings. This is me. I want to look for an invade. In solo queue, this is Diamond 2 by the way. Solo queue, you can often get away with it if your team's on the same page. We also know Hecarim doesn't have flash, so we're trying to abuse that as best we can. So this ends up developing pretty oddly, as you'll see. We go into the enemy jungle, no one's there. It's kind of whatever. Let me make it red so you can see what we can see. We don't know where they are right now. We have no idea. They're behind us. Come across. I go on a Hecarim, has no flash, I know that. Continue pushing forward a little bit, nothing really happens, but then the hook comes in. I notice here, it's really important to remember this, it really just flashed. So this is going to affect my early game. So immediately in the early game, what you want to do is you want to punish the crap out of people. First count's pretty slow because I took W for the invade, but that's totally fine. Irega has no flash, and here we'll see the mechanic that I was talking about with the Press the Attack. So what you just saw there was that Press the Attack pretty much instantly procced, well it did instantly proc with my W. So at this point, Akali's going to be doing a lot of damage. I mean, I already chunked her down pretty hard. Missed my Q. We get the execute. So that's something nice about Pantheon 2 is that he'll have the 25% crit. We did red only, so I expected to be a bit ahead on pace of the Hecarim, so I went and grabbed this blue. And here, what I'm doing is I'm just waiting. And what I'm waiting for is Aurelia. I know she has no flash, and I'm going to continue to punish her in the early game. That's what you want to do on Pantheon Jungle, and this is how you're going to abuse this champion at the moment. This is in Diamond 2 as well. Like, these guys aren't bad players. They are... It's just the fact that a lot of players in this elo, and in all your games will have ego. Her wave was in a terrible position as well. There's nothing Aurelia can do in that situation. I'd say there's almost no counterplay to that gank. Unless Hecarim predicts it, or she decides to give up the wave and give up the freeze, and then she stuffed the rest of the game anyway, so it's always beneficial for me to do that. So going forward, still haven't recalled yet. 2-0. Happy to recall. And this is the important part here, guys. I go Skirmish to Saber and Moby Boots. And the reason why I do that is because I want to punish this early game so as hard as I can. Like, Pantheon, just, you want to be around the map, you want to be stunning people, rocking PTA, and just enabling your teammates. And ideally, I don't actually want to be taking these kills. Like, that's not what my champion is good at. So you can see the Moby Boots coming in handy. I go on Thresh because I know the Lantern's going to come through for Draven. Doesn't end up materializing into anything. I back up. And yeah, like, you'll see, I just hit level 6, and he's level 7. Like, Hecarim's ahead of me, but he's done a lot less than me in terms of helping out his lanes and securing the win for his team. It's now 2-8. And this Aurelia is 0-5. Like, I've really put this Aurelia in the dust. And that's off something as simple as knowing that she doesn't have Flash level 1. And that's what you can do with the new Pantheon. I mean, you could do it with the old Pantheon, but the W range being increased is just it. And the fact that you can instantly proc press the attack makes this early game, in my opinion, extremely strong in the jungle. Let's just talk about builds real quick. So Warrior, Moby Boots, pretty standard for Pantheon players. It's always been that way, really, even with old Pantheon. But then something where it comes a little bit different here is, instead of going lethality, what I'll do is I'll move into Black Cleaver. And to explain why I do this instead of going lethality is that really, like I said earlier, I just want to enable my teammates. And what I mean by that is that when I W onto someone with enhanced W, I'll be proccing press the attack and 3 stacks of my Black Cleaver, which will reduce their armor by 12% immediately, on top of the 12% enhanced damage that my teammates will have from having press the attack procced. And if I have Cleaver, that means my Zed, my Kai'Sa, and to some extent my Akali with mixed damage is just going to do more damage to them. And really that's like what makes this pick, in my opinion, so strong. I don't want to be 9-1 and 3. Like, this is not good. I really want my teammates to be ahead. I'm just trying to enable them. So I also go GA later on in the game. And really after that you can kind of mix it up. The reason I go GA this game third, so you see my build is pretty defensive. Like, I'm ahead enough so I have plenty of damage. And I think a big mistake a lot of people make on Pantheon at the moment is they're going full lethality. I don't really think that's Pantheon's role anymore. I don't think Pantheon is an assassin. I think he, with his new E, having his E up as much as he can, having his W up as much as he can, he really wants to just enable his teammates and set them up to win the game. GA, it allows me to go a bit deeper and really do work in these fights. Let's quickly watch one of these fights. So let's see what happens here. I use my E to block the Malphite ult. And really what I'm doing is I'm just walking forward, putting pressure on the enemy team, trying to stun people as much as I can, and then we go in for the ultimate. So that's another thing I haven't really talked about, what makes this build, in my opinion, better. And immediately, with these 2 items, you get up to 30% CDR. That allows you to ult more often, be there to counter gank for your teammates, and so on and so forth. So what I'll normally do, grab this for 10%, and grab the Kindle Gem for another 10%. So you get 20% CDR pretty early on. You want to really just use your ultimate to counter gank. Ideally on Pantheon, you want to be the aggressor, but if you're ever found in a situation where your teammates are getting ganked, and you were like, damn, I wish I was there, don't worry, you've got an ultimate that can take you there, so you can always counter gank for your teammates. You can also set up dives, get, ult behind people, whatever, just like the old Pantheon, but really as a counter ganking tool, I think is where the ultimate succeeds most. Alright guys, so that pretty much sums it up for this Pantheon guide. Maybe we can just look at one of these last fights to see if there's anything else to notice. We're coming in here, immediately prop press the attack onto the radio with my W. As you can see, I'm pretty tanky. I'm going into Deadman's Plate. I'm really just trying to stun people up, do the work for my teammates. I end up 11, 3, and 15. Yeah, it's a big scoreline, but really it's like the amount of KP I have and what I did in the early game to really shut down this Aurelia who's 3 and 12. And that's what I think makes this pick extremely strong. Alright guys, thanks for watching.